If you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, even beyond, infinite banking can be your ace in the hole, your genie in a bottle that you can rely on for nearly magical materialization of your dreams. Now, I know that sounds hyperbolic and over the top, but my wife and I are in our 60s and we're living proof. And we're not the only ones, not by far. Aloha, I'm Stan Cox, principal broker and strategist with SC Finance Strategies and Insurance Consultants. I'm also the author of the books on the tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy, and I'm the managing director of the Hawaii Financial Free Thinkers Academy, a financial literacy organization. Now, no matter your age, stay with me here through this video and then post or email me your questions and comments. And if you want more proof, let me know. There is plenty. Now, I didn't get started with this until I was in my late 50s, maybe 59. And when I discovered for myself just how powerful this secret strategy is, I kicked myself for a while for not learning about and getting started with infinite banking a whole lot sooner, like in my 20s. But it really wasn't my fault. Infinite banking as a concept hadn't even been quantified until I was in my 30s. And then there was only one guy talking about it. And even now, there are only very few people who promote this phenomenal strategy. But we're here now. And you aren't really all that interested in the history of it, right? You want to know what infinite banking can do for you. Now, even though the strategy hadn't been named and quantified in book form when I was in my 20s, the basic strategy has been in use for nearly 200 years by people who were smart enough to figure it out. I'm sure you've heard of the Rockefeller family, one of the richest families in American history. The Vanderbilts are another one. Those guys were using the infinite banking concept well over 100 years ago. And look where that got them. They're still among the wealthiest families in America. Okay, so let's talk specifics. I grew up in the 60s, so I didn't have a real secular mindset in my 20s. I had vague ideas about what kind of lifestyle I wanted to have. I mostly just wanted to be an artist and just kind of cruise through life. You know, that takes money. So I had to work various jobs. Nowadays, 20-somethings are dreaming of becoming the next Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Zuckerberg. Well, if that's you, that may happen. But remember, even if you throw in Gates and Buffett into that group, that's only 5 people in a world population of nearly 8 billion. Don't let that stop you. However, if you do the math, it's not terribly likely. Oh, and by the way, those 5 people I just mentioned all utilize infinite banking as well. But imagine if you're 20, that you could buy your first home at age 30. That could be the beginning of your own personal real estate empire. But there's a small problem. You're only 20 and you don't have a whole lot of work experience. So you can't get a real high paying job and there are bills to be paid. How can you save enough money to make a down payment on a house? Well, I'm here to tell you, you can pay the bills and save for that down payment by infinite banking. Okay, so let's say you're 30 and now you have a good paying job, but still the bills and rent are relentless. And even if you have made that down payment and live in your own house with the mortgage and cost of living, and come on, you gotta have some recreation and take vacations. Life is about living after all, right? So how are you ever gonna afford to get that vacation home or boat or investment property you've been dreaming of, or start that business you've been wanting to launch? It all takes money. And even if you're married and have two incomes, there's just never enough extra to put away toward those awesome goals. Now, imagine that you are enjoying your vacation at your newly purchased vacation home with your awesome ski or fishing boat, and you're hunting for that first income property to buy. What? With all the bills to pay? How is that possible? You know, Albert Einstein called compounding interest the eighth wonder of the world. And when you practice infinite banking, you will become the wizard of compounding interest. And with infinite banking, your genie in the bottle, you will be able to manage all those bills and grow your wealth so that you can buy that vacation home and boat and income properties. Now, maybe you're in your 40s or 50s and you have a 401k or some other retirement accounts that have lost half the money you had saved in there. And so now you're concerned about retirement and if you'll have enough money to be able to retire when the time comes. Or maybe you have a profitable business or otherwise have real good income and you want to protect your money and have it grow, and you want to be able to use it for personal or business, and you want to minimize the taxes you have to pay on its growth, and be able to have retirement income that you can use without having to pay tax on it as you use it. Yes, infinite banking. Infinite banking does all that. A properly designed infinite banking account protects your money from any and all outside influences. That is, the money in your infinite banking account is protected from any kind of garnishments, lawsuits, even bankruptcy. Not even the IRS can attach it. And the growth of your money in your infinite banking account is guaranteed. It's not subject to the ups and downs, read losses, of the stock market, as most retirement accounts are. And it grows by means of high compounding interest. And here's the really magical part. Even when you have all the money in your account leveraged, it still grows at the high compounding interest rate. So that's how you can save for a down payment or other purchase, while at the same time, use the same money to pay the bills. I realize all that doesn't sound possible, but it is. You see, that's why infinite banking and a tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy is so doggone powerful. Infinite banking and the tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy is facilitated by a very specially designed participating whole life insurance account. And these special accounts are the only accounts that can facilitate the strategy. Why? Because participating whole life provides a whole suite of special advantages that are not available with any other account. Participating whole life pays dividends to the owners on top of guaranteed interest rate. Together, that annual payment is called the dividend interest. The dividend portion can fluctuate, but the base interest rate is guaranteed. And while the dividend portion does vary, the companies we use for these accounts, and get this, have paid dividends for the last 165 years without missing a single year. And the dividend interest rate has been as high as 12%. And right now, it's the lowest I've ever seen it. And it's currently at 6%. And that's compounding, which means that you earn interest on both the principal and you earn interest on the interest. And there's another advantage. Participating whole life carries the greatest benefit in the IRS code. all that compounding interest paid to your account is not liable for taxation. It doesn't even get reported to the IRS. So your infinite banking account is growing your wealth and multiplying the power of your money because it is growing with high compounding dividend interest, while at the same time you use it via leverage loans to pay for the things you buy. And infinite banking multiplies your savings because it saves you the lost opportunity cost of paying cash for things. By leveraging your cash account with loans, you can not only use the money without being taxed on the growth, but you can take a tax deduction for part or all of the interest that is charged on the loans. How's that for a retirement account? And by the way, the interest charged for the loans is simple interest and at a lower rate than the compounding interest you're earning. So you're always earning a profit. Imagine, no matter how much of your savings you spend, you're always earning interest on all of your savings. So here's what you should do now. Watch our free on-demand webinar, Become Master of Your Financial World. It's 62 minutes, and the link is in the description box below this video. Then you should take action. Not any insurance agent can properly design an account for infinite banking. In fact, most don't even know what infinite banking is. Trust me, it's ridiculous, but sadly true. So after you watch the webinar and get the overview on what infinite banking is, how it works, schedule a call with me on my Calendly page or fill in the application to become a client. Links to both my Calendly page and the application to become a client are in the description box below. Also, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. I look forward to talking with you real soon and helping you with your infinite bank. For now, aloha and mahalo for watching.